Welcome back. Now, Mr. Gusau, you haven't really answered my question. Yes, we understand you're resettling a lot of these people, but what are they doing? We're not talking about houses now. We're not talking about buildings. We're talking about human beings. What are they doing?
Well, I think you have seen Kaga. I would have preferred you to send your reporter in Maiduguri to probably go to Kaga, maybe for an entire day's report. Kaga, Konduga, it's just like asking someone in Lagos, what is he doing? If you go to Kaga, people are there, they go to their schools, those going to worship centers, those going to the market. It's just a complete normal activity. Look, our goal is to make sure that life returns to the whole of Borno State. But we are not doing it stupidly. The Governor Shetima is ensuring that every step that is taken, the first consideration
I
is
beg
the
your pardon,
safety
Mr. Gusau.
of these IDPs.
Sorry to cut in, Mr. Gusau. A normal life includes a means of livelihood. You're not addressing that at all. You tell us that their farms have been run over. What are they doing for a living? Going to the mosque, going to the market, going to school. Yeah, going to school is normal for children. What about the parents? What father and mother? What are they doing for a living?
Okay, fine. Like I said, you heard the commissioner earlier saying that a lot of them go to farms. These farms are there, those who are farmers. Moreover, these are villages. Most of the inhabitants of that village are farmers. And that's why the governor ensured that secured farmlands were provided. Not only farmlands, tractors were provided. All of these were reported by China's television, in the first week of March when the whole presentations, were made. And there is the council secretariat for those who are civil servants who work in the council secretariats. They go there. There are courts that have been rebuilt for those who work in the courts. They work, they go to the court. There are police stations for those who work with the police. So that's why I keep saying I really don't understand this issue of what they are doing. They have resumed their normal lives. Those who are farmers are going to farms. Those who work with the states, with the local government authority, they go to their work because the local government council has been rebuilt. Those who are nurses who work with primary health care centers are now going back because the primary health care centers have been rebuilt. Those who are teachers who teach in schools are back because the schools have been rebuilt. Okay. The general hospital has been rebuilt. So they have just resumed their normal lives.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Gusau. All right, let me bring in this tweet here by Tijani. Tijani says, look critically, there is nothing that government puts its hands on that ever works. He says, the problem here is that government is taking the initiative away from the people. Now, here's my question. The common thread in all of this, in managing this crisis, is the fact that there has to be a collective identification of priority areas. Question now is, have those areas been identified, Mr. Ikomo?
Well, I think it's not clear to me if they've been identified or by whom and what those areas are. But as an analyst, I can say that we do have issues here. That is why the question that was asked before, PCNI, VSF, all these bodies are there. You have the UN, you have the European Union, you have everybody. There, of course, state government is in the driving seat from what Mr. Gusau is telling us. Everybody is there, CSOs, civil society organizations, religious organizations, faith-based organizations. They are all running one play or the other in this whole mix. So the question is, what is the plan? That's why I said I like to begin from the beginning. I like to start, what is the plan? What is the strategy going forward? Is there a Marshall Plan here? Okay, like that rebuilt Europe after World War II. If there's a Marshall Plan, now how is that playing out? What is the budget that is required? How is the funding coming? Where is it going? And so on and so forth. The UN came out the other day and said, listen, back to Mr. Masha here. The UN came out and said we need 1.1 billion to address humanitarian aid alone, that people are dying malnutrition in the Northeast. So how does that fit within the whole plan for building the hospitals, building the schools, building the courts? I don't know who is suing each other there yet, but you know, building the courts and all that. Maybe we'll sue Boko Haram. We'll start with that. So, but I'm trying to say there are those issues, you know. So you must have. I think I saw the government saying something about 3 R's: reconstruction, rehabilitation, and reconciliation. Well, yes, because they can all run, you know, side by side. We have the reconstruction thing going on, but then there's got to be a total plan, because what we see, for example, right now from the federal initiative, there's a lot of accusation that certain local governments in Adamawa State, roads are being rebuilt, homes are being rebuilt because of certain federal officers holding certain federal offices. You know, and that means there's no plan. It means it's kind of who know man. Now, I have a big one I want to say here, a big problem I have here is, let us stop recycling fighters into the battlefield. What I mean is, captured Boko Haram members, let them be kept in custody, let them be processed, and let them, in fact, be de-radicalized before we send them back into the battlefield. Because right now, one of the complaints is that there is a lot of political pressure from different political actors on the military to release fighters back to the battlefield. And that's a problem, because all you do is you are putting people there. Now we are thinking about building schools, churches, mosques, and all that. They will go back and destroy those same churches, mosques, schools, and all. Because you must have a condition of peace for rebuilding the Northeast. There must be peace. There must be real peace. There must be security on ground before you can rebuild. Because the issues, the underlying issues are still there. Poverty, unemployment, which is what you are getting at, hopelessness, you know, all those kinds of societal ills that are everywhere, even in my own Edo state. The problems are everywhere, but you know, those are things that can be seized upon by bad guys, if I may call them that, because they are really bad guys, malevolent actors, to cause trouble in society and then maybe revive, you know, get back to the trenches. So those are my problems. So we need to look at that strategy. What is that strategy? It must be knowledge-based. It cannot be politically motivated, and it must be aimed at a regional. Since a whole region of the country, the Northeast, was affected, it must be a regional development initiative going in there.